So what is our requirement? When an account city is updated, then I need to update the same value in all the contacts. One account can associated with one or more contacts. So I have to pick each contact and I have to update them. How? Here we are working on two entities, account and contact. Initially, we used to work on in the same entity, like we have created a JavaScript in the contact entity. We have applied all the validation in the contact itself. Now here, it's a different account entity. Whenever account address one city is updated, I need to update the value in the contact. How we have to do this kind of requirement? There will be a tool, okay? Uh, Dynamics 365 REST API Builder. This REST API Builder will be a solution. How we have exported the XRM toolbar. Same way we can download and we can import in the CRM. So we'll go here. This URL is not working. Okay. Thank you. URL is not working. Let's try to find out in different way. Use CRM REST API Builder. Not working. So we'll try to enable this in the XRM toolbox itself. So how to do it? Click on configuration. Click on tools library and search Dataverse REST Builder. Select this, click on install. This tool will be installed in the XRM toolbox. Click on this tool. Okay, this URL, the solution where we manage is not working this page. I will try to explain this here to you tomorrow. Otherwise, I will try to download. I will share the zip file with you. Okay. So for today, we'll cover different topic. So in when you connect the CRM from XRM toolbox, you will see all these different tools, right? So when to use which tool? So we have a simple tool. This tool learns XRM toolbox development. This we will not be using. We'll sometime use access checker, check a record access right for user. So what it will do, it will check the access on the record for a different users. So we have what we have to do. We have to select the table, record, username. Then if we check this, then our retrieve rights, when we click on retrieve rights, then it will show this. For example, if I select account entity, in account entity, this is the table account ID. I need to get the account ID. How I'll get? Use this level up, click on record ID, copy, paste. So in account entity, this is the record ID, which is the record coffee lab APG. So then username, browse. So I will select this user, click on the user, click on retrieve rights. So this XRM toolbox will give all the detailed information on this user, what the rights this user have on this record in account entity. So when this useful, if in real time someone, the business user will give you the record, I cannot able to update, I cannot able to do the operation that I wanted to, then you need to check his access. One way you can go to security role. If you have assigned more than 5 role, 10 role, then it is very hard to check each and every role, right? So at that time, this will be a very useful tool. We'll simply select the table, we'll give the record ID on which the user is facing issues. Then we have to select the user. Then we have to click on retrieve access rights. So it will give like this, right? Read. All green means he have all the permissions. Assign he can do, append he can do, write he can, write means update, create he can do, read. So he can do all the operations. If any user doesn't have the delete permission, then it will be shown in a red color. Okay, clear when we use this tool, access checker. It's a simple tool. If we want to check the record level access for a user, if we want to get the detailed information what permission the user can do, this is the way. What is the other way?
Yes, sir.
We have to go to settings, security.
Security role.
Exactly, security role. We have to open the entity, right? Settings, security. click on users. Why I am going to user? Because we are not sure which role the user have. So we'll go to user, the specific user who is facing this issue. Click on security role. And here if we have, see, I have 10 roles assigned. I cannot go to each and every role to identify what access the user is missing, right? How I have to open the role like this. I have to go to core records where account is present. In this role, there is no permission for account. Then I have to open another role. No permission. Similarly, I have to check each and every role to identify the missing permissions. So at that time, this will be the very useful tool, that is the access checker. Access checker will check the access on the record. How it will identify record? We have to pass the record ID. We have to select the user. When we click on retrieve rights, then all the permissions will be given and mentioned like this. So then assembly recover tool I will cover later because it's related to plugins that we will discuss in future. And attribute bulk updater. So if we want to update bulk attributes, then we can use this tool. So we can click on load entities, account entity. Okay. So address one city. If you see here, list below controls, what value to apply selected property. Check the attribute will receive true value, uncheck attribute value false. So whatever values that we will check here, that will be received as a true, otherwise it will be received as a false. This we will not use very much because single value we cannot update for the bulk records. Another tool that we have, attribute usage inspector. So this also we will not use very much. We have to click on load entities. It will load all the entities. If we want to export the entity information, then we will select this entity and we can click on export to Excel. So account entity with all the attributes in the account will be exported in an Excel. It will show the data usage. Okay, so out of 100 records, if 100 records have this field, means this field is using as a 100%. If any field does not have any value for 100 records, that is a 0. If any field have value in 50 records and 50 record doesn't have value, then it will be 50%. Okay, so when this will useful, I will tell you the requirement. Let's say you have created an entity. Under entity, you have created 50 fields. Now 50 fields are not using. We are not using 50 fields. 45 fields we are using. Now client say, I don't want to maintain unused fields. Delete unused fields or fields that doesn't have data. Then how you will do? You will open this tool, attribute usage inspector. You will select that entity, this entity. When you select the entity, all the fields in this entity will be populated here. and every field will be displayed like this. So you can start out with the data usage. So all these are unused field. The data, this field doesn't have any data. So I can happily delete this record because this field doesn't have any value. Clear everyone? When any client or your lead or manager says, I want to see all the fields which doesn't have any data in the CRM in this entity, then select that entity, just start with the data usage, and then you can provide this information. So these are the fields that doesn't have the any data. And if you want to give if you want to share this field details, you can click on export to Excel. All this data will be exported in an Excel, and you can share that Excel with the client or manager, whoever requested this. Let me know if it is clear.
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay. So then attribute factory, we will not be using this much. When this will be useful, now you have created an entity, now you want to create fields. Okay, so if we have bulk fields to be created, if you want to create from the Excel, then you can use this. Okay, why we generally don't use is, if you get the template, we have to give the information in this template itself. Click on this. If you see here, it have to be, we have to mention type, entity, description. If something is mismatches, then it will not able to import. So that is the reason, and client doesn't provide the data in this format. So that is the reason we will not be using this much. If we miss something, then the record creation will not be happen. Then we have audit center. Audit center is a something like auditing. Okay, that we have the feature, right, to identify who updated which value, audit history that we have discussed in our previous class. So same details will be displayed in the XRM toolbox. So this is also same, the bulk data updater, the one which we have here, bulk attribute bulk updater. It's the same tool, but two different authors. So here this tool has created by Jonas. Here is this tool has created by MSCRM tools. So bulk form attribute manager. So if we want to apply the form modifications, load all entities, account. Okay, if I want to update all the forms at once, then I can select each form. Okay, and then I can save and publish entity. Okay, so here we can remove from forms. Okay, if let's say I have selected all these forms, all these form have a field called address to. Now I want to remove this address to in all the forms. How we generally do, we'll go to solution, we'll open the entity, we'll open each main form, and then we will remove the field, we will click on save and publish on each forms. But if you have more than 5 forms, 10 forms, then you want to update, then what you will do, click on this field which you want to remove it from all the forms, select the forms. Okay, so here select save forms, publish. It will publish all the forms at once from this tool. Now, similarly, we have removed this field from the form. If there is a field in all the forms, we want to lock that field. We can use lock or unlock the form. Lock field or unlock form. Okay. Which field? We can select the field. We can select this and then save and publish. So one action will applicable to all the forms, and we can click save and publish at one shot. It will be applicable for all the forms, the action that we have configured. What is the action? For example, if you want to remove the specific field from all the forms, select the field, click on attribute, remove from forms, then save, publish. Let's say if I want to add a label, select, hide a label, update a label, and then lock, read only, visibility. If I want to make the field hidden under all the forms, select that particular field. For example, address one city, visibility, make the field visible on the form, make the field is not visible on the form. We'll select this, we'll apply these changes, click on save form, publish the entity. Simple. Clear everyone? When this will be useful means if we want to add or remove a field, if I want to add a label, update a label, lock a field, unlock a field, read only or editable, show and hide. If we want to apply this action for all the forms at one shot, then we will use this tool. If we want to do it manually in the CRM, we have to go to solution, we have to open any entity, go to forms, open every form like main form, card form, a quick create form, quick view form. We have to open each and every form and we have to remove each field. For every form, we have to do the save and publish. But using this tool, we can select the field, we can remove it from the form, we can save and publish the entity, which means it will be applicable for all the forms that are checked. If I don't want to do it for this quick create, I can uncheck this, select, click on remove, then save and publish. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will remove the discuss tools. Yeah. So here we have the CDS data migrator. We can move the data from one system, one environment to another environment. So when we click on this CDS migrator, how we can do? We can use the data import and export in an Excel. Okay, we can export the data from one instance and we can re-import the data to other instance. Okay, so generally we do in the CRM only. Here we don't do much because CRM provides the same functionality and where we can track which record is failed, which record is success. Then we have chart manager. Chart manager also something like we can create charts. If you have observed this chart in this entity charts, if we want to move the charts, we can use this chart manager. And then we have CRM trace reader. This is also we don't use much because it is related to plugins. If we want to pass some messages, we can use this. I will cover this once we start discussing about the plugins. Custom attribute name checker. Check naming best practices are respected. So if you open this attribute type, for example, if we select date and time, what is the expression that we have to write? Then it will check whether the field is created with the expression, with this condition. For example, generally what we do for lookup, we will maintain ID in the end. For two options, boolean, boolean will maintain is. So if we want to check this, we will use this. We will not be using this field because every project will maintain a different field expressions. Then data transporter is also same, where you want to transport the data from one CRM to another CRM, we will use this. So here source environment is my trial CRM that we have connected. Target, we have to select another instance. If we want to load the accounts, click on accounts, click on preview the data that you want to upload. Here we don't have the CRM connection. I will use the same. Let's see. Okay, select the account, click on preview. It will showcase all the accounts that needs to be transported, and you can click on transfer data. Once you click on transfer data, all the data with these field values will be transported. When this will be useful, let's say if we have created country city data. Country city is a master data that will not be different for dev, that will not be different for test, UAT, production. That will be the same for all the environment. How we will do, while implementing we will create in the dev environment. Now you want to move that. How you will move? You will use this data transporter. You will select the dev environment, source will be dev environment, target will be the test. Select the country entity and click on transfer data. From dev to test, country data will be transferred.
Sir, why we will move single attribute to one instance to another instance?
Not single attribute.
This is
Oh, see, this is the account entity. All
entity,
these are
right?
the entities. All these are the fields in this entity. If I select the
Yeah.
contact here, contact, contact here, then these are the fields in the contact entity. So every record have all this field. In contact entity we have this field, mean this field can have the data. One record can have some fields data, some other records can have other fields data. So not to miss any single field value, we will check this. If we don't want to move all the field values, if we want to move specific field values, we can select that, like business phone, birthday, anniversary. We can select all these fields, email, and we can transfer the data. So while transferring the data of contact record, it will only pass the values, the selected field values, not all fields. If we want to move all the fields, then we will
Okay,
select
sir.
all the fields. Okay, I told you right when we use this tool. So when we have to maintain a data as a master data, remember this master data is the same for all the environment. What is the master data? Like business units, SBI, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai. This will be the same for production. This business unit will be the same for UAT and test. How we have created in dev, how we have to move it to test or UAT or production, we can use this data transporter tool. This is the one of the main useful tool that we frequently use in the projects. Data transporter. Data was REST build API builder that we are going to discuss. That somehow is not working. We will check this. And we have document template manager. So we haven't discussed about templates. So we have something called template concept. We'll try to discuss tomorrow. Templates. Here we can create some templates like article template, email template, contract template, document templates. Okay, so to manage, again, this template will be the same in all the environments. If you want to manage these templates, then we will be using document template manager. Because if you created an email format to send the email to customer, then the same format you need to apply in the UAT production. To maintain the same format, you have created the email template in the dev environment that you want to move. You can create here, okay, and you can use another tool to move the document template mover. It's a document template manager where we can create, upload, update, and document template mover is a to move it to different instances. Okay, and this is a easy translator is now when we see our CRM, everything is in English, right? If I go to account, everything I can see in English. But now in your project, you want to include French language. Now when French users access the CRM, this is the account name in English. French users should see account name in French. This is the French name of account name. So this label should be visible here when French user login. How we will do? We have to translate. So for the translation, we will use this. We'll discuss this as well. But before, everyone try to install the languages. I'll tell you how to install the languages. Here we have updated the currencies. Administration. Go to languages. Here we can select, let's say, French. And what else we will install? We'll install these two languages. One is a French, one is a German. French, German. Click apply, click OK. Then enabling these two languages in the CRM. As of now, only one language was enabled, that is English. Now we are enabling multiple languages. Okay, once these languages are installed, it will take some time to install. Once these are installed, then in our next class, we will see how we can create the translations. And then we will be managing those using the easy translator. Email anonymizer, even I didn't use this. Entity explorer, if you want to see entity and their information, you can see in the entity explorer. Click on the tool. Okay, load entities. It will load all the entities in the CRM. Account, you can click on export to Excel, or if you want to count the record, just click on count records. So in account entity, how many records are present, it will display. Okay. And what are other tools that we use mostly? Export to Excel we will use. This we will use. Fetch XML view record counter. What is this fetch XML record view counter? let's say in account entity, click on all accounts. If you want to get the count, all account counts in the CRM, then you click on execute count, total 4 records. Any other entity like loans that we have in the CRM, otherwise we will check for opportunities, opportunity, all opportunities, click on execute, 0 records. So when this will be helpful is, in CRM we cannot see more than 5,000 records. For example, if I go to accounts, click on accounts, if you have 5,000 plus accounts, then it won't show us the exact count. It will show 5,000 plus. That I will show after this class. So it will show only 5,000 plus if the count of the record is more than 5,000. It won't show us exact count. Okay, then we need to execute the count to identify how many records are there. Then we will use this tool. When we click on execute, all total records will be displayed here, count. Fetch XML builder. If you want to build Fetch XML, we will explain this in the next classes. Fetch XML tester. This is also related to all these three are uh, linked to each other. We'll build the Fetch XML, we'll test the Fetch XML, we will execute the Fetch XML based on the requirement. Okay. So after this, Fetch XML tester is, I didn't use this FLS bulk updater as well. Form libraries manager. This also we generally use the XRM web resource manager. Form parameter manager also I haven't used. Manage end-to-end relations we do in the CRM. Metadata browser. We will use this metadata browser to identify entities, columns in the CRM. We will use this. How? Let's say if you want to export all the account entity fields, select the fields, click on export to Excel, download account fields. These are the account entity fields. Account, account leads, action cards. These are the total entities it downloaded, tables. But if you want to do it on the specific one, select the record, click on columns. If you see all the columns, click OK. Click on account. Okay. So this will be metadata browser will browse all the metadata. Metadata means entity fields. Okay. Entity fields mainly. What entities we have in each entity, which fields we have. These are account, not account field. These are everything. These are the logical name of the field entities. How many entities we have? We have double five entities totally in CRM. So in every field, in every entity, What is the permission? Auto create access team. These are the configurations. While creating entity, we can see the configuration, right? These collections, data provider, data source, display, collection name, display name, entity code, and what else? The business process, is activity. All these are the entity permission. What is this entity permissions are? When we open the entity like this, click on entity, then we will see the configuration page, right? This configuration page information that we can see it here, like this. Data source, we just saw data source, right? Data source, okay. And then display code, collection name, display name is this. Similarly, plural name also will be available here. Just go to P and verify. This is the plural name. And ownership, organization own. This is the ownership, user or team or organization own. And what else? We'll check another one, like activities. Activities also we saw somewhere. So here auto create access team there. So there will be something called access team. Yeah. So when you click on access team and we check this, then auto create will be there. Now what is this entity? Contact. Let's check contact. Contact false. E column. Uh, this is false because it is unchecked here. Similarly, we have metadata browser, metadata document generator. Load entities. It will load all the entities in the CRM, and we can select the entity and we can metadata document generator. So if you want to generate any document in an Excel uh, with the fields in the entity, we will use this. If you want to do it on the total entity wise, total CRM wise, then we will use metadata document, metadata browser on the specific entities. Then we will do the document, this one. Click on generate document. Please select destination, file path, download. I will select this. Now if you see here, this will give the account. Since we selected account entity, in account entity, all the fields, the display name, the logical name, the schema name, the description, a type of the field. It is a simple means single line text. Option set means it will give the option set values. Yeah, here it is there. Data type. Simple, that is there for the field type, that we have roll up simple calculator, right? Here pick list is option set, unique identifier is ID, string is single line text. Again, memo is a address field, right? If we have, I will show you. A memo field is for the address where it contains city name, like this. This. These are the MIME fields. Okay, and then we have double mean a whole number, and then we have money currency field, lookup field, date and time field, boolean two options. Yeah. So these are the different fields from the selected entity. When this will be useful, and when metadata browser is useful, when metadata document manager is useful, I will tell you. See, metadata browser. If you want to provide a report or a document with all entities in CRM, then you cannot go to solution, because in different solution different entities will be managed. So you cannot go to each solution, you cannot get the count of the entities. If you do the metadata browser, it will give the total Excel file with all the entities in the CRM. Provide a report or a document with all entities in CRM. All entities means it might be the system entities and custom entities. When document metadata document manager will be useful, if we have to provide one entity information in fields, then we will use this document manager. This will download, extract all the entities. This will extract all fields in one entity. Here metadata browser will not extract the fields, it will only extract the entity data. Here entity and its fields will be extracted.